Hello, yes, welcome to another biology session. Today, we want to discuss something on still continuation of respiration called respiratory substrate. What did I say? Respiratory substrate. Respiratory substrate. Question: what is a substrate? What is a substrate? It sounds a big word, but it is not as complex as you may want to think. No. Substrate is simply food substance. As simple as that. What is a substrate? Say food substance. Yeah, food substance. You're right. Food substance. So in respiration, remember respiration is what? The breakdown of food, the process by which food is broken down, okay, to release energy, water, and carbon dioxide. So breakdown of food, underline that word. So you can simply replace the word food with the substrate. So what is substrate? Anything or food substance being broken down. Okay. Now, so examples of food substances include carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. Those are fats and oils. Those are food substances which can be broken down to release energy. Okay. Out of the food substances I have mentioned, the three of them, proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates, which one is normally used to produce energy? Carbohydrates, right? In fact, in the elementary level, in primary school, you used to say carbohydrates are energy giving foods. They give energy. So, and remember, respiration is a process that produces energy. So, obviously, the food substance that is broken down is carbohydrates. But I'll tell you that there are instances that the body may use other food substances, including proteins and lipids, to supply the same energy that carbohydrates normally do. Okay, so carbohydrates, remember we take carbohydrates in form of, we have three classes of carbohydrates: monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. In most cases, we take these foods in the complex state, that is polysaccharides, but they are absorbed into the bloodstream as simple sugars, the monosaccharides. Who is responsible for breaking down the poly to mono? Which process? Digestion. Okay, through the enzymes broken down. So that why should it be taken into the bloodstream in its simplest form? Because it should go into the bloodstream in a solution form. I've always said you cannot take githeri, and githeri is mixture of maize and beans. You cannot take that githeri and see githeri running in the bloodstream. No, the starch in it, starch is a polysaccharide broken down into glucose. So glucose, fructose, and galactose are the simplest sugars go in the bloodstream, and then taken to the cells for respiration. If the body lacks carbohydrates for some reasons, maybe you have not eaten for a long time, the body will have plan B. So imagine your body has plan B. If carbohydrates misses, it will go for lipids. And even if lipids misses, if there are no lipids, mafuta, it will still go for another third plan, that is proteins. So that's why I'm telling you that in this life you shouldn't be stressed and commit suicide because I don't know, this plan did not work well, that one plan did not work well. Yeah, many young people commit suicide that sijui ameachwa. if your body has a plan for, yes, that if this one doesn't work, then you can easily use another route, and you get the solution. Okay, yeah, that's just by the way. Now, so when there are no carbohydrates, the body or our bodies will resort to lipids, will resort to breaking down lipids, fats and oils. Okay, you're wondering where are the fats and oils? Okay, in our bodies. By the way, fats and oils, or lipids generally, come as a result of conversion of excess carbohydrates. You see, excess carbohydrates, after it has been used for respiration, any other remaining is converted to fats and stored under the skin. Okay, so the big as we are, the way we've carried a lot of flesh, you look at me, the way we've carried a lot of flesh is simply the excess the excess carbohydrates. They're converted to fats and stored under the skin. And it is very important, so that if there are no carbohydrates, the body will break down what we have. Okay? Yes. In fact, if you are to be subjected to a longer period of hunger, most likely men will die faster. Yes. Why? We don't carry a lot of stored fats as compared to women. I think ladies have a better store for them. For us, we do not. So we are, as men, you are likely to die early. Okay, fine. If there are no carbohydrates, there are no lipids, mafuta, fats and oils, the body will use proteins as almost the last resort. Almost the last resort. So if the body uses proteins, the body will waste away. You might have seen people who have been hospitalized for long, for several months in hospital. When they are discharged and you meet them, you'll be surprised to see that they have lost a lot. What could be the reason? It is because when you are sick, you do not have an appetite. Isn't that true? Kama ukiwa mgonjwa ndio unakula sana. It can happen like that. So because of that, maybe this person has not been eating, so the carbohydrates are not there. The body might have broken down the stored fats, and now the last resort of it is the body is now breaking down proteins. You know what it means to break down proteins, the bodies? Which parts are being broken down? It is entirely the entire body. The body is inajikula yenyewe. Why? Our hair, our nails, our blood tissues, simply proteins. So the body is like, it is the last resort. No other option. It is breaking down itself. So when are proteins used? Proteins are used during extreme starvation. When no carbohydrates, no lipids, the last resort is proteins. Okay, let me tell you the amount of energy produced by each one of them. Carbohydrates, one glucose molecule produces around 17 kilojoules of energy. One molecule of protein produces around 22 kilojoules. And one molecule of lipids produces around 38 kilojoules, the highest. So if you are to compare, carbohydrates 17 kilojoules, proteins 22 kilojoules, and fats 38. And now, which one is normally used to provide energy? Carbohydrates. Don't you think it is ironical? Yes. In fact, carbohydrates produces the least, but that is the one which is normally used. Okay. So there are two reasons why lipids are not normally used to produce energy, even though it produces the highest. Two reasons why lipids are not normally used. Reason number one is that they are less soluble. They are not very soluble. So in that, it is difficult to transport because they are not so soluble. Remember, blood should be able to carry it around. Secondly, is that it requires a lot of oxygen to be broken down, to be oxidized. So those are the two reasons why lipids are not normally used as substrate, even though it provides a lot of energy as compared to the other two. Proteins are only used during extreme starvation, leaving carbohydrates to be the main substrate under normal circumstances. So we've learned about respiratory substrate. And I finish by saying, what is a substrate? It is simply a food substance. Carbohydrates, proteins, lipids are substrates. Hope you have enjoyed that and you have learned something. Goodbye till we meet again.